Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored Never Boring. So, I hear you like Lego. I am taking a quick break from the usual schedule of content creation because it has certainly not gone unnoticed here at the HQ that we have just hit another incredible milestone on the channel, and I wasn't prepared to let that slide without saying a few words. Before we get to that though, I want to mention the sped up B-roll footage you are seeing on your screen. That's me building a Dungeons & Dragons mimic chest out of Lego-alike construction blocks. It's mainly there so you have something to look at while I'm talking, but it is somewhat related and I will talk more about it later on. I will even do a little review of the kit. So, yes, the channel has recently surpassed 16,000 subscribers, which is absolutely huge. Obviously, when you start a YouTube channel, you want to find an audience, and the main aim is to find a way to connect with other people who like the same stuff you do. But honestly, I never thought for a second so many people would subscribe. I was just making videos about games I like, and along the way I have had the good fortune to interact with some really amazing people. That would be you lot, but also lots of people who work for various companies like Avalon Hill, Goblin King Games, Steamforged Games, Archon Studio and Exploding 10 Games, plus many independent creators. It's been quite a ride. And man, 16,000 subscribers really is a rather scary number. The last time I did one of these thank you videos, we had just reached 15,000 subscribers. Sadly, that came a few weeks after my dad passed away. In light of his passing, it was difficult to fully appreciate that milestone at the time, or muster up the enthusiasm to celebrate any kind of achievement for myself. But it was an opportunity to post something about how amazing and influential he was, so I dedicated that milestone to him. I know he would have been incredibly proud then, he would be bursting today. But I am dedicating this new milestone to all of you, because you're the people that make it happen. I'm just the idiot on the internet, chatting about things he finds interesting. The channel really wouldn't be anything without the support of everybody else, and I really do get so much amazing support. I cannot thank everybody enough for watching, liking, commenting and sharing. I know all that sort of stuff takes time out of your day, but every single interaction is so important in helping the channel to stay relevant with the almighty algorithm and to keep the channel growing. Because as amazed as I am to be where we're at, I really don't want to stop now. I would like to think we can keep on getting bigger and bigger. Also, I want to thank the awesome members of the Always Bored Never Boring Members Club. They pay a membership fee once per month, all of which goes into creating new content for the channel, and in exchange they get member badges and exclusive emojis they can use in the video comment section, plus the occasional sneak peek at what I'm working on. Those members actually bought me my copy of Shadows of Brimstone, which I plan to be featuring more of on the channel, and more recently their donations purchased a set of miniatures that I needed for a video I have planned for the first quarter of 2024. And then of course there are the wonderful people who have kindly donated games or miniatures to the channel. Games such as Jewels of the Lion, Aliens and City of Chaos, and many of the miniatures I use for Advanced Hero Quest only sit on my shelf because of other people's generosity. And it's through that generosity that I can continue to create varied content covering a wide range of games that I hope many people enjoy. So thank you to everyone and all of the different ways that you have supported me. I know these thank you videos can potentially come across as insincere, but honestly, I appreciate every type of kindness and everything that anyone does to contribute to making this channel something that I feel is really quite special. With all the mushy stuff out of the way, what's coming up on the channel? There is so much. I know a lot of you have been waiting for the next Space Crusade playthrough. That is still happening. Real life and the festive season very much got in the way, but I am hoping the next playthrough could be on the channel as early as next week. I also have lots of games on my shelf I am yet to talk about, more videos covering specific design elements of games that I find interesting, like my previous videos looking at dice combat and hero progression, and also at least 3 more collaborations with different companies and creators. And it's still only the second week of January. There are genuinely so many videos I have queued up to make and so much I want to talk about, I think I could create a video a day for the first 3 months of the year and still not run out. Unfortunately, that level of content creation is beyond me. The videos I produce are quite time consuming, and that's before I take into account working around work and family commitments. But at the moment I am still committed to 3 videos per week. That's a new video every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. If it looks like that schedule is going to change, I will make sure you are all updated. Which reminds me, sometimes I post updates on the community tab of my channel, but you might not all get notifications when I do. Just to be sure, you might want to check the drop down menu on the subscribed button for my channel and select all. I think by default the setting is personalised, and that means you may not get every notification my channel sends out. But enough about that. I know you're all dying to know more about this mimic in the background and why it's even there. It was actually a Christmas present from my family. My wife has a habit of hunting for weird stuff she thinks I might like, and she happened upon this mock construction set. She knows I love Lego and D&D, so she thought I would get a kick out of it. I believe she ordered it from Shein, but I have seen the same build on places like Temu, Wish, probably Etsy and eBay. And I'll be honest, I wasn't planning on using it for content for the channel. At best, I was thinking I would photograph it for my Instagram. However, I decided it would make for pretty good background footage for this particular video for two reasons. 1. When I make a milestone on the channel, I usually treat myself to something. This will invariably be a board game. However, I have a stack of games that I haven't had a chance to showcase on the channel yet, and we have just had Christmas where I received a copy of Another Glorious Day in the Core and Horrified Greek Monsters. So instead, I decided to treat myself to an hour away from everything else to build this mimic. And 2, the reason we are celebrating this milestone today instead of later in the month, or maybe even next month, is because a recent video I made about not LEGO Space Marines got an incredible amount of traction. It proved to be one of the biggest videos I have made to date and drew in a huge number of new subscribers. So, while I don't intend to rebrand myself as a LEGO channel or anything crazy, I did think it would be fun to celebrate this achievement by building a construction toy. Not just building it though, I thought a mini review was in order. So, obviously this isn't official LEGO. None of the blocks are branded with LEGO, and neither was the kit sold under the guise of being LEGO. It's just a cool construction set using LEGO-alike bricks. And it's quite good. In terms of the bricks themselves, they seem pretty well made. There are no special bricks here, nothing printed, but the pieces seem to be of a decent quality plastic. I did notice that during the construction there is a certain sponginess with the connections. You don't get a real click most of the time, the pieces just sort of mush together. However, once that connection is made, it's very firm. The instructions are reasonable. I would say not quite as clear as something like LEGO instructions, but easy enough to follow. I had more problems than some other people might because I am red-green colourblind and my colour recognition is relatively poor, and this set uses a lot of brown, dark red and red pieces. I found them quite difficult to tell apart when looking at the bricks, but because of the quality of the print in the instruction book, which was not the best, I found it even harder to determine the colours in the diagrams. When it's all fully assembled, I think the final result is quite impressive to look at. They did a great job capturing the nature of a slavering mimic. The long curvy tongue protruding from the teeth is very accurate, and I like how they made the mouth uneven and jagged through the use of the triangular pieces. The teeth are really nice, giving the open more serrated and dangerous appearance. And it's nice they included some loose gold bricks and gems to throw inside the mouth. You have to have a little incentive to trick those pesky heroes after all. However, while the end result looks good, some elements of the build mean it's not a very robust structure. It's fine for standing on a shelf somewhere, which is surely the intent, but with even a light amount of handling there are stress points that start to fail. The most obvious issue is the hinge. There is only a single hinge block holding the top of the chest to the body, and this really isn't enough for the weight on it. I would say at least 3 hinge pieces would have been better. Also, the hinge connects to the lid with a 4-stud piece that isn't sandwiched between layers of the build, so if you open the chest, the whole weight goes on just 4 studs and invariably the lid comes off completely. If the lid does stay on, the weight of the lid is sufficient to make the whole piece topple over. The other main area of concern is with the banding on the front-facing part of the chest lid. All the pieces are held into the larger structure with square 4-stud pieces on the very top. Again, this isn't really sufficient to hold the build together securely. Even while placing the teeth into the underside part of the lid, you could feel the banding separating, and with the mimic assembled, if you push down on the lid to close the mouth, the front banding splays apart. All told, the mimic looks the part. I think it's a really nice piece that is good for putting on the shelf when your group comes around for a D&D session. And if you know anybody who likes role-playing games and construction toys, I think this would be a nice gift. but it wasn't the most fun to build because of difficulty I had with the colours, and the final result isn't quite as sturdy as it could be. There are just too many parts being held together by a few studs, rather than being sandwiched between layers of the build. But I think that's all I have to say about that. Once again, to go back to the point of this rambling video, thank you so much to all of you. I really do appreciate all the support. I hope that if you already subscribe, you continue to enjoy the content, and if you don't already subscribe, I hope you will consider doing so. I would very much like to be able to make another thank you video in the near future. And that really is it from me for now. Hopefully, I will see you all again soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.